It's recipe and seafood this time on WFC, and it's going to be a fight.
This is actually something pretty risky.
Late.
45 seconds. Up with your hands up. You got 40 seconds.
In the world of culinary competitions, there is one event that is taking food and making it a sport. This ultimate food fight brings together professional chefs, home cooks, foodies from all over the world, competing against each other, themselves, and the clock. These culinary athletes must be at the top of their game if they want the chance at the final table and $100,000. This is the World Food Championships. It's early morning and the contestants are rolling in for the first round of cooking in the recipe category.
Here we are, Food Championships, 7:30 in the morning. Ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Here we go.
We're ready. We've been waiting for this a long time.
My whole thing about being here today is about putting the best of me on a plate. And for my career of 33 years, this is like the ultimate for us.
Timer on for 20 minutes.
In the first entry of round 1, the chefs will have 1 hour to finish a structured dish, which must include corn sauce or corn relish.
The recipe category, we start off, you have to submit a recipe online, exact ingredients and procedure. So then once it goes to the judges, they're looking at your recipe as they're eating it, so they can kind of pick out what you did there.
We are doing a strawberry balsamic pork belly with a sweet corn and jalapeno nage underneath, since we had to do a corn sauce or relish.
So I'm making, there's a Japanese souffle cheesecake in the oven right now, and it is a corn creme anglaise with bourbon and cinnamon. I'm a food blogger, so I do a lot of work behind the scenes. This is my first official competition in the World Food Champs, though.
By the way, I eat this every day at home.
The makeup of the contestants at the WFC is a mixed bag. Professional chefs, home cooks, there are teams, one-man bands, and even families.
You are watching a master chef right here, right before your eyes.
That's my son, 1 of 4. This is like a dream, a dream. Just being here is already my prize. It's my prize just being here. Competing with amazing chefs, you know?
With the clock ticking down, the pace starts to pick up as the cooks start to finalize their dishes.
You want me to grab the onions now? Yeah.
Once the turn-in window is open, they will have 10 minutes to make it to the finish line.
So we're about 30 minutes away from turn-in. We're good. We're right on track. We're right where we need to be, and everybody's still having fun so far. So
You got this, baby. Practice, practice, practice. Just like a pro athlete, pro fooder, you gotta be practicing. If you're not practicing, you're not doing it.
As the turn-in window opens, some chefs are heading out with their dishes. But some are pushing the limit to make sure the dish is perfect when it reaches the judges.
yeah, we got 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Get out of the way!
Meal coming. Double check the plates.
We'll get it, Joe. Yeah, we'll get it. Got it? Go ahead and get working on your next dish.
Yeah, late.
Let him finish this.
Finish this round and then
Finish this round, and then afterwards let him know that we scored your dish, but we had to disqualify you because you did not make it in time. That always hurts. You know, I hate to have to make that call, but for the integrity of food sport and for all the passion and all the practice that these athletes have put into this championship, you know, I can't bend the rules.
The World Food Championships is presented by Orion Coolers. The first entry of the recipe category in the World Food Championships has been turned in. Now it's time for the second, the chef's signature dish. This one can catapult them into the second round and into the money.
There's no downtime at all. The turn is so tight.
Prior planning is the biggest thing about it. It's checklists have checklists. You know exactly where you're going to go. You map out the time that you're going to do it, so that way you're not really guessing where you are.
This is actually something pretty risky, but it's got over 15 fresh produce and herbs.
It is super crunch time. We got a couple issues on the beef taking a little bit longer than we would like to see right now.
I think we'll be pretty good on time. We're pretty set on schedule, so.
It's got to look good, so it's got to be pretty and taste good.
Is the window open?
No, window opens in 4.
Can we get another chip on that?
I made a promise to myself that whatever I put on the plate would be the best that I could do for me.
I know the flavors, I know everything was good, but it's all in the judges.
Gotta get through, gotta get through.
We're there. We're in the top 10. There's no doubt about it.
Round 1 is done, and the contestants are waiting for the call to the stage and a top 10 place in round 2.
Now in 10th, Lori McLean. Where are you, Lori?
Lori McLean! Lydia Adnan!
Mike Callahan. In first position, Sharon Holland. Are you out here, Sharon Holland?
I cannot believe it. I mean, this is just amazing.
Round 2 of the recipe category is underway. This time, the top 10 chefs have 2 hours and free reign on what dish they want to cook, as long as it has the infused ingredient, celery.
You have to kind of not cloud it with anything else. The simpler, the better, the more flavorful, and the more that you'll taste the celery.
No deconstructed ants on a log today.
Celery in my dish is all over.
He's doing the carrot for a celery cake base as well. It's going to be a spice cake, and it's going to have butter rum in it as well. So, good fun.
Ooh, my favorite.
So we started testing our recipe last night, and we ended up dismantling about 50% of the recipe and starting over from scratch.
We were up last night till 12:30 testing the recipe and everything, so we're happy about it, we're excited, and you have to just go with it.
I think it's crunch time, so we're all starting to feel a lot of pressure. We're starting to feel really nervous, especially when things like the eggs don't work out and we can't get a good slice on the beef, then your heart starts to count.
3:30.
The turn-in window is now open, and the 10-minute countdown to possible victory begins.
We have tweezers.
Somebody say a prayer. Get it! All right. Good luck.
Good save to you, sweetie.
1 minute 30.
It's in the judge's hands.
See you at the final table.
Are the recipe contestants here right now?
The top 10 in recipe have turned in their best 3 dishes. Now the wait is over, and one of them will collect $10,000 and move on to the final table, and the chance at $100,000.
In third place, Lydia Hadanian. You are third place. In second place, Veronica Callahan. In first place, and our new world recipe champion. How we feel about this? Moving up the charts, Alethea She. You are our new world recipe champion.
This is more more than anything we really expected. We're here to have a great time and to really see what we could do here, and it's a little bit of a blank, I will say that. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to hit the books. I'm gonna have to brush up a little bit and study. We have a kitchen, so I'm gonna try and figure out what comes next.
The stations in the Kenmore Kitchen Arena are starting to fill up with contestants as the next WFC competition, Seafood, gets underway.
A lot of great competition here, so it'll be a lot of fun. Even though we're all competitors, there's like camaraderie between cooks, and it's really great to see.
Real chefs, home chefs, barbecue teams, a little bit of everything. It's kind of cool. We're here from Nebraska, so no reason we shouldn't win the seafood competition, right?
The cooks will have 1 hour to turn in their structured dish, a seafood broth.
You know your stations: broth, gumbo, slaw, marinade, right? Okay.
We're about to show you guys some flavors that no one's ever tasted before.
Roasting some beef bones to get some marrow into our broth here. We're rubbing them with miso paste. We're doing a Japanese yakimein.
To make a broth this quick is really tough, so we're trying to fortify it with everything we got. We won it last year, so everybody's out for us. We don't care, we just cook.
Every year it's a big deal, and this year I'm in it to win it.
We're all here to support each other, but when you walk past that gate, every one of them's here to win it. I mean, you get business deals out of this. It's the biggest. It's the biggest in the world.
You want it like the size of a kernel of corn.
One chef that is no stranger to the WFC is Josie Lanzi. She made the top 10 in seafood last year, which earned her a spot in this year's event, but was almost forced to give it up.
I had a jet ski accident. At 60 miles an hour, I was thrown off. And spinal cord snapped, but then not ripped through. And C4 had to be reattached to C5. It took a lot out of me. I thought I was never going to fish again. I thought I was never going to get on a boat, never going to cook. And all of that is a big part of me. My hands may not come back fully, but I'm using them, and that's what's important.
Jody, the Bacon Babe, Taffel, Cindy Taffel, the firefighter, fire investigator.
We're the first sisters to qualify for WFC as head chefs in different categories. Last year, I was second runner-up in bacon. This year, I foolishly switched to recipe, and I was 12. Next year, I'm going back to bacon.
Turned in about 4 seconds late. I know, I understand.
Had everything timed out, hit some obstacles, and it's such a disappointment for myself as well as my team, who went to a lot of time and effort for the many months getting ready for this to test and create, and such a letdown.
One entry down and one to go in this opening round. Most of the chefs have already been working on their second dish, but that doesn't mean they're ahead of the game.
A little behind. I'd rather have these all wrapped up already.
Use that one.
I screwed around too much in the first one.
We got about 6 of them.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tommy. It's okay.
Coming through.
Yes.
Okay, you're done. You're good.
It's a spectacular event, and I plan on being here next year and maybe a winner later on tonight. We'll see.
With the day done and combined scores from round 1 tallied, it's time to see which 10 contestants will move on to round 2.
Do we have any seafood competitors here? So, in 10th place, Mercedita Madrona. ninth place, Teresa Carden, a Canadian, Doreen Cray, Nancy Judd, 91.18.
I'm so thrilled. I'm thrilled.
In sixth place, this shows the passion of this industry, and she is here with like 3 broken bones. Josie Lanzi with a 91.43 of Floridian.
4 months ago, I would have never been here. So I'm quite overwhelmed, obviously. So I'm happy overwhelmed.
The top 9 in seafood are placed. Only 1 left.
This is a great one to announce right now. Up from 4th place today. Let's give it up for Cindy Taffel!
My sister, she encouraged me all year to try to get in, and after a bunch of tries, my last entry with just a pinch, I won a blue ribbon, and I won my ticket. I guess I gotta stay in first to get any money, but I hope I can. Holy mackerel.
The World Food Championships is presented by Orion Coolers. It's the morning of Seafood Championships Round 2 and the last step to the final table.
We got a good plan. We worked all night on a new recipe and very excited about what we're gonna do.
It's gonna be fun today.
If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be here.
As soon as we set up, we're gonna kick it when that clock starts. So I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. I got 10 hours of sleep.
I'm a little nervous. Once I get cooking, I'll feel better. It's like being on stage. Once you start doing your thing, you're all right.
I started taking guitar lessons, she became Jimmy Page. I started competing, now she's first in seafood. Hate her, love her, hate her.
The chefs have 2 hours to cook any seafood dish they choose, but it must include an infused ingredient, potato skins, and their pulp.
I am doing a lobster lasagna. And instead of pasta, I'm using potato skin. I'm gonna roll that flat out, make it like the pasta. So see what happens.
So we've got a seafood cannelloni here we've made out of the potato pulp. We've also got some beautiful local hogfish. We're trying to time everything perfect and just right.
How much of this do you want in the broth?
One whole one in the broth.
That's
a whole one.
Oh, she did. She saw it. Coming together.
Potato infused dish. It's gonna be very tight because it takes about 9 minutes to walk through that line over there from where I am. It's beautiful. You know what? You did the potatoes awesome. They're perfect.
In 1 minute, the turn window opens.
I think we're good with this one. We get the ball.
All right, that's good.
It's beautiful. Everything's perfect. If I can only make it to that finish line.
With under 5 minutes left before the turn-in window closes, all the chefs have passed the finish line, except for 2, Cindy Taffel and Nancy Judd.
Chefs, you're at 3.5 minutes.
Okay, put another
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
late again?
Right now, the turn. We're all nervous right now.
Walk this one with me.
Look, man. Oh, foul. Do it.
45 seconds.
It was more intense, this whole competition, watching her make it in that time frame than anything else we've done.
It's good I took my blood pressure medicine this morning. I'll tell you what.
How you guys doing?
After 2 rounds of cooking and 3 dishes, the time has come to separate the great from the good. Only 1 chef will leave with $10,000, the title of World Seafood Champion, and a trip to the final table.
In 3rd place, the Florida Alabama Yacht Club, Chris Sharon.
2nd place.
This is great.
This is great.
A lady that would not be denied, not by accident, not by anything. Josie Ramsey. Okay, our world seafood champion.
First place.
Cindy Tapper.
I just cooked good food, made it look pretty, and surrounded myself with an amazing team.
I couldn't be happier. I can't wait to call my mom.
My sister has worked so hard. She's never gotten this yet. She deserves it. But I got it, and just imagine what I can do in the next part. I guess I got to call into work tomorrow. So.
Team Tapo!
Woo! I can't believe it.
With the crowning of the World Seafood Champion, we are only 6 categories away from the final table and the $100,000 payday. Next time on the World Food Championships.
Get a good shot of this. It's gonna be one of the winning dishes.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
7, 6, 5.
I have something that's never been done before.
Are you sure it's not on the bar? I forgot 2 of my key ingredients.
Close the gate!